Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite talk show, Bahrain Now, with me, your host, Bara Abdallah. We've got a great show lined up full of local talents, initiatives, and happenings from around the island. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a very interesting talk with a very interesting personality. A swimmer, a blogger, pretty much as well a model, and more into a new concept called the Cloud Kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, with us here on Bahrain Now is Mariam Al Arayid. Good evening, Mariam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, but not as busy as you are. What's been going on?
Well, a lot has been going on. A lot of things. I mean, with work and swimming and modeling. I mean, there's a lot.
Wow. Well, I mean, when I had a talk with you earlier, it's like, oh, I'm going to have a really tough swimming schedule.
Yeah.
So you want to be an athlete?
Honestly, yeah, I do want to compete at some point. I'm at the beginning stages with snorkeling and things like that.
Okay.
So eventually I do want to reach the advanced level.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That's awesome. You're keeping yourself busy and working out and fit.
It's very important.
It is.
It's very, very important. Especially if you have a very hectic lifestyle, it's important to have exercise.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
How do you balance between everything?
I mean, you just have to prioritize certain things. I try to keep stuff on the weekend, early morning, or before I go to work. So yeah.
Wow. So now, swimmer, at the same time, you are a blogger.
Yeah, I do write. I do write a lot of content. I write content on a lot of things I find interesting, lifestyle, technology, startups, things like that, yeah.
Well, so what kind of startups have you been pretty much interested in recently?
Well, F&B startups.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a whole field, to talk
we're going to tap into that later on because I definitely know how excited you are about it.
I love them.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it shows.
Yeah.
So with that as well, you are a model.
I do. I model.
You do beautiful modeling.
Thank you so much.
So how long have you been doing it for?
Well, 3 years, but give and take. It depends on when I can have time as well as, it's kind of a thing I do on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have different personalities for you when you're a swimmer? It's like you're more tough and disciplined, and when you're a blogger or when you are a model, is there different personalities to Mariam?
For sure. I mean, when I'm swimming, I'm very focused. I have a goal that I'm trying to reach. At work as well. Modeling is more of like a passion, a hobby that I like to do. But I mean, everything is kind of integrated, because with my work, we do a lot of photo shoots with F&B, so a couple of brands that we used to manage.
Okay.
So my modeling helped me with those things. So they're kind of integrated because, we would have to do photo shoots with models.
Right.
We would have to arrange the setup and things like that. So, yeah, the skills that I learned here can be applied here.
All right, now we're going to tap into another passion of yours. I can feel the excitement in the food and beverages field. The F&B, what's happening there?
Well, F&B is kind of getting a new concept, which is the Cloud Kitchen concept. It's a very interesting concept in which you can basically have one brand and multiple brands underneath that one brand.
Interesting.
Okay, so it kind of works like Yum Yum Tree. Okay. But this is more a modernized version of Yum Yum Tree.
Interesting. I like the style of Yum Yum Tree, but tell me more about it.
So how it works is there is one main brand. So in our case, it was Eat Station, and then we had a couple of other brands, and you can keep adding brands to that one brand. Okay. And this, so there's like Box It, Prepped, Shank Pantry, like a couple of others.
Right.
And then it basically saves business owners or F&B people that work in F&B a lot of startup costs. So you don't need to have many branches. It's just one branch, and then you get one bill, basically, the customer that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's really cool because it's a kind of way to save costs, and it's very innovative. It's really something that the region is getting introduced to, and it's really interesting, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. So the word Cloud Kitchen, Where does that come?
It's a cloud.
It's a
I'm just
cloud. It's a big cloud, you know, food is up in the air and it
No.
rains. You've seen the movie? Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing.
No, it's basically it's a virtual restaurant, a ghost restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically one virtual. Some of them don't even have shops. They'll
Okay.
operate through aggregators.
Interesting.
Okay, so they'll have
Interesting.
like a couple of aggregators here, you know, Talabat, Fitafit, and
Right,
they'll just have a presence there.
exactly.
And then you add restaurants to that one main restaurant. That's how it works.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
So the operations right now is taking place in Bahrain.
Yes, and then we also scaled up. So in our case, it was Boxit. We scaled it up to Dubai.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's really cool because we were involved in the whole marketing strategy behind it.
Okay.
We conducted a lot of photo shoots. It was really super fun, and honestly, we had a great mentor. Hadi Diwani was
All right,
our,
yeah, Hadi.
Yes.
Good name, definitely.
Yeah. He's really cool. He helped us a lot. He guided us as a team. You know, to a lot of research we had to do of our competitors, a lot of insights. So I mean, you know, it was really cool.
Now it's interesting, like, you know, as Hadi has been mentioned several times in different business talks, so he is known for that.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, he's
known
a very
for
good
that.
talker.
He is.
He's around everywhere. I mean,
Well, he
yeah.
should be here on Bahrain Now.
For sure.
Give him a call.
I'll
Hadi,
definitely.
if you're hearing me.
I'll definitely let him know for sure.
Awesome.
He'd be delighted to come.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But we're proud of you and, you know, your team as well,
Yes,
putting all that together.
our team is awesome. We have our head chef, Munira Al-Mannai, also.
Wow.
She's really doing a great job with that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential for cloud kitchens because of the fact that you know, you can keep. It saves owners business costs. You know, instead of having like multiple branches, you
Right.
can just have one main one,
Right.
and then just adding. And I mean, you can do research on it. You know, to find out more. Yeah.
It's very interesting because the thing is right now, as we had, I wouldn't say a traditional, but I think we were stuck in a certain way of how we run a restaurant
Yes.
or a kitchen
Yes.
in that matter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, find a place,
Yeah.
you know, the permits,
Yes.
you have to go through a lot of safety and
Yes.
health regulations,
Very
let
true.
alone the environmental one as well on the
Yes.
side. And the CR and all of that. And then when you're done with the admin work and you
Yeah.
paid so much
Yes.
time and all of this, and now it's time for you to actually cook,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh my God, then you have to bounce between two.
Yes.
But in your case,
Yes.
you're like skipping a lot.
A lot of steps, and even sometimes one chef for one brand can be the same chef for the other brands. Like
Wow.
yeah, so you know you just
Love
compile
I
everything.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. That's very smart. And now they're scaling it up to Dubai.
Yes.
That's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm really excited, to be honest. It's a great achievement from the entire team. They did a really good job. So it's Box It, Prepped, and Eat Fresh. And
Okay.
I think, yeah, those are the brands.
Amazing, amazing. So, which brings me back to the question I asked you earlier in the beginning of our talk.
Yeah.
How do you do all of this? How do you balance it? Now you want to become, you know, a competitive swimmer,
Yeah.
and you model on the side.
To be honest,
Okay.
the competitive swimming kind of takes the edge off. So once you're with,
Interesting.
because FMB is extremely hectic, to be very honest. Okay, and I mean, Hadi will tell you all about it if he comes on. And then the swimming kind of de-stresses you. So you need to have
Okay.
that balance, you know. And I've found that balance in swimming. It's my de-stressor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's very interesting to hear, I mean, how you're so passionate of F&B, but at the same time, telling people you need to live,
Yeah, exactly.
you need to de-stress
Yeah,
a bit. Swimming can be one.
For sure.
I would float.
I mean, with training, everybody can, you know, achieve their goals. It's just a matter of consistency and training.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So what is happening next for Mariam?
Well, the future is bright, inshallah. I'm planning to do my master's.
Okay.
Yeah, in the States. Inshallah, yani this happens.
What you gonna major in? if you don't mind?
Marketing.
Of
Yeah.
course. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. You're gonna go to the States for a few years over
Inshallah.
there. Come back, you know, and take cloud kitchening
Yeah.
to a different level.
Hopefully,
altogether.
and hopefully there's another. You know how things always pop up. Now
Right.
there's cloud kitchens.
Right.
Next time it's going to be something else. So, yeah.
Really excited. So, you know, Mariam, the swimmer, the blogger, the model, and an F&B specialist. Amazing stuff.
Thank you so much.
If we can have your last few words to the viewers,
Yeah.
what would that be?
I would say that you need to really pursue your dreams. So whatever passion you have, try to really work hard on it, because that will be the thing that you know, you kind of remember later on in your life that I actually did that, you know, and that's the kind of thing that I think everybody should try to achieve, you know, pursue your passions basically.
Pursue your passion. Love that. And loving what you're doing as well. Well, you know, it's been a great pleasure having you on Bahrain Now.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, definitely. It's a pleasure. Oh, we wanted to hear about everything and how you keep all that balance. You have 2 Instagram accounts. I mean, I can barely have 1 and you're doing 2. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, when I was managing cloud kitchens, I had like 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonder Woman, guys,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's been a great pleasure having you right here on Bahrain Now.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to see more coming up
Inshallah.
out of your life on your Instagram.
Inshallah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, pursue your dreams, your passion, keep exploring, and things will even definitely come up. And you never know, cloud kitchen could be your thing. All that took place right here on an interview with Maryam Al-Arayab on Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to introduce Ali Shahbaz as our next guest, the first Bahraini to be elected to the board of Toastmasters International, the world's leading organization devoted to communication and leadership skills development, representing the region 11, which is spread over 38 countries in the MENA region. Mr. Ali, it's an honor having you right here on Bahrain Now. Good evening.
Good evening. The honor is mine, of course.
Amazing, amazing. So how was the election? What's going on?
Well, the election process was one of the toughest process I've been through.
Wow.
I'll tell you more about it later.
Please, please.
So if you would like to know, there were 6 candidates who got in the elections for Region 11, as you were talking about. It's Middle East, Africa and Pakistan.
Oh my, all of that.
All of that, and more than 38 countries. So we were 6 candidates. We came down to 4 because the nominated candidates go ahead most of the times. The candidates who are not nominated have the choice to go from the floor. So one of them decided not to go. So,
okay.
And however, we came down to 4 candidates from 6,
Okay.
and I made it in this historic election as
Amazing.
your international director.
Amazing.
So,
How do you feel?
I feel great, but I still have some burnout from the elections process. It's been almost 10 months campaigning
10
process.
months.
10 months of campaigning process. And let me tell you even one more thing here. The whole world of Toastmasters, every club, we are talking about more than 17,000 clubs across the world, have 2 votes. So the whole world chooses their international directors. So there are 14 regions, and every region has 1 international director. So yours truly is here as an international director, member of the board of Toastmasters International.
Such a pride for Bahrain.
Thanks.
And even for the region itself, I'm sure they've made the right choice for making that happen.
I love the trust they put in me and the confidence.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
10 months. You could have been like the President of the United States for that kind of effort.
Well, I did watch a lot of campaigning videos of US presidents, elections and all that.
Smart.
So that did prepare me for my candidate speech, because there are speeches we have to go through. We have to sell our vision for people to vote for us. So that did help. US elections did help.
Wow. I can't wait to go and watch your speech.
Oh yeah,
you know?
it's
like I'm gonna listen to it word by word. I'm like, that's how you should talk.
Well, it's definitely a learning process. In Toastmasters, the elections are actually a learning process. We learn in these elections.
Right.
We might not be the perfect candidate 100%, but the elections make us near to excellent, because we have almost 10 months to campaign, and that actually is a training by itself. Why do I call it training? Because there are a lot of policies and protocols we need to follow during the campaign process. We cannot just go out and do whatever we like. We cannot just pick up the phone and say whatever we want.
Wow.
So there are certain boundaries we have to act within the limits, and that's what has happened.
So now being, the representative yourself right now, yours truly, Ali Shahbaz, what kind of responsibilities are you looking at right now?
Well, we have elections in Toastmasters at
Right.
the club level, and then we call something as area, where many clubs group in together.
Okay.
Then we have elections at the division, where many areas come into the picture. And then we have elections at the district, where many divisions come under the district.
Mm.
So elections happen in most of the levels in Toastmasters.
Okay.
Most of these levels are more of operational work in Toastmasters.
Mm.
But once you get to the board, it's more strategic work.
Okay.
It's like a board of directors of any organization, whether profit or non-profit.
Okay.
It's a similar work. We are kind of the strategic mind or the brain on what's need to happen. We keep a vision which is a more long-term, 2+ years.
Wow.
We make interim plans, we make plans. Why do I call it interim plan? Because of COVID challenges. We cannot
Right.
just look so far. I still remember when we had physical meetings, traditional setup, then we shifted to online. So the plan which we had for 5 years had to be changed and become an interim plan.
Wow, man, it's a lot of work.
Lot of work, and in an organization with 300,000 members across the world,
Wow.
more than 300,000 members,
Wow.
the decisions which the board needs to take for transformation of these members, of the program being the best powerful program in the planet for communication and leadership really matters. So every change we make really matters. There's a lot of thinking process, there are a lot of committees. Among the board, there are a lot of committees to see, should we implement this change or not?
Mm.
Because the pool of members that we have across the world, it's not easy to satisfy everybody.
It's not easy at
So
all, that's for sure.
Exactly. Here, when we started the program back in 1924, Santa Ana, California,
Right.
it was very different from what it is now.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So right now, it's more of hybrid and online setup kind of thing. So
Okay.
the program has changed a little bit.
All right.
I joined Toastmasters in 2004.
Oh, wow, that's been a
Yes,
while.
It's been a while, almost 18 years.
Wow.
And I saw a lot of changes which are very good.
Right.
I saw a lot of transformation. So the latest program which we are offering is Pathways. So
Okay.
there are 11 paths. If someone wants to be a humorous speaker, they can choose a humorous path.
Humorous speaker.
Yeah, it's like
Stand-up comedy?
stand-up comedy.
Really?
It's like our guy Imran Al-Aradi in Bahrain.
Yes.
So many people want to be the next Imran Al-Aradi.
Shout out to Imran. He would love hearing this right now. Imran, definitely. He did set up the name for him to be a stand-up.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know the name
yeah.
of stand-up comedy in Bahrain. That's true.
Just today morning, I sent him my voice note. He asked me
Yeah.
through the PR you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Me and Imran have been talking about actually having you
Yes.
both on radio and TV.
Yes,
That
yeah.
actually took place, yeah.
Yeah. So I sent him my voice note, recorded one. So
Right.
we have a humorous part. If someone wants to be a good technical presentation, we have a part called Presentation Mastery.
Okay.
If someone wants to go in leadership, there is a part called Dynamic Leadership.
Right.
So still we are discussing at the level of both. Should we introduce more parts or should we add some more flavor to the existing ones? So there are a lot of things we decide and implement
Wow.
at the board level.
It's amazing, like even though like Toastmasters as a brand here in Bahrain has been here for such a long,
Oh, yes.
long time.
Yes.
Like we're talking about back in the 80s and in the
Mhm.
90s, like back when I was in the 90s, I would say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not that young. My mom and my dad is like, oh, we need to take you to a Toastmasters
Wow,
session
wow.
because you need to learn how to speak like a Toastmaster speaker and all of that. And when I went to my first session, I would say I was overwhelmed.
Ah,
Definitely overwhelmed. It's like everybody goes on stage. I'm like, how do they remember each word, let alone that is a second language, not even the first language to
Exactly,
begin with.
exactly.
So you have to go on stage, not speak in Arabic, speak in
Mhm.
English, and with
Exactly.
all these words beautifully structured and tailored to present that
yeah.
beautiful meaning to everybody else in a very articulated, timed manner. I still remember the traffic light. There's a light you guys have
yes,
on the side.
yes,
It's like,
yes.
these guys are too well organized. So things are
Truly,
pretty much
yes.
transitioning to what you say right now to more of a
Mhm.
hybrid between an
Exactly.
online and offline kind of presentation of
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
want to bring together. So Toastmaster is not going away anywhere.
Oh, no, no. And just to add here, Toastmasters came in Bahrain back in 1950s.
1950s?
1950s. So we had a club here, and they used to meet at the Awali, Babco area. And the
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
yeah, and the club did not survive for long because what I heard from our seniors here, it didn't survive for long. The British petroleum engineers and the other members had to migrate back, so there was nobody to take care of it. But the club documented, we have the charter paper, still it's the first club in the Middle East, and that's Manama Toastmasters Club in 1964.
The Manama Toastmasters
Manama, and I think
themselves.
that's the club where you might
That's
have
where I
gone.
got overwhelmed, yes.
Exactly, exactly. So Manama Toastmasters is still the first club in the Middle East, chartered in 1964. It has never gone on a sleep mode. It's active till date.
Pretty much.
Yes, and from that one club, we have more than 75 clubs alone in Bahrain. And
Wow.
my home club is Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters, which is the first advanced club in the whole of Middle East.
Interesting.
So it is a little different than a
Okay.
regular club.
Okay.
We have
It's advanced.
it's advanced, and we give direct criticism, positive criticism
Okay.
for people to transform.
That would be nice.
That's called evaluations. So we really challenge the speakers to transform. So that's a little different atmosphere. And
Wow.
yeah, so from that one club in Bahrain, Manama Toastmasters,
Right.
today we have Toastmasters clubs all over Middle East.
Mm.
We have 5 districts in the Middle East. And what I mean by districts, every district might goes up to like 180 to 200 plus clubs across Middle East. So back in 2016, I was the district director of the whole of Middle East except Saudi Arabia, because they have their own district.
Oh yeah. They
So
do.
it was 7 countries, and now we split into 5. So we are a
Wow.
total of 5 districts. The latest update is our district, which is District 20, we were Bahrain and Kuwait left together.
Okay.
And Toastmasters board took a decision last term, somewhere in June this year. They have added Egypt and Iraq to District 20. So
Okay.
now we are 4 countries: Bahrain, Kuwait, Egypt, and Iraq. And as we go further, again, there might be another split. So we grow, we split.
Mm.
Because for our officers to take care of clubs, so many clubs is not possible with other commitments, work, family.
Right.
So they split, so there are more leadership opportunities.
Mm.
So there's a lot to learn, not just communication. There's so much of leadership there, a lot
Oh,
of soft
totally.
skills. Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah.
Man, I was like listening to the way you talk, and I'm like, this guy is a Toastmaster speaker.
Thanks. Thanks.
You know, each word is beautifully articulated, beautifully placed and structured. And I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna last in their club.
No, I mean, we do a lot of mistakes, because I tell people in most of my speeches that Toastmasters is not for perfect people, because nobody's perfect. We all come here to learn. I've seen champions in at the World Arena, World Championship of Public Speaking, that happens every year,
Right.
where thousands of contestants around the world, they take part. to
No
become-
pressure.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a lot of pressure. So they join in, and then we just get one person to be the world champion of public speaking.
It's crazy.
And we have the first one in Arab
Yes.
world, Mohammed Gahtani, you might have heard.
Yes, we met him.
Yeah, yeah. And
Amazing personality.
exactly. And we have then we have the World Championship of Public Speaking, then we have the accredited speaker program. And that's more like a corporate flavor to it.
Mm.
So
Mm.
you speak about your technical field if you want for 30
Okay.
to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And you become an accredited speaker. And again, we have the first one in the Arab world who comes from Bahrain, Muhammad Shukri.
Yes.
So-
yes.
Yeah, there we go.
I can totally see you having your own talk right now on a TED Talk as well.
Oh, yes,
You know,
thanks.
telling them about your experience and all that a lot. I mean, I learned a lot right now. So are the viewers right now, learning
I'm
a lot
sure.
out of this beautiful talk that we had right now with you. If you're going to leave us with few words to your viewers, what would that be?
I would say that life is all about layers, and that's what I spoke about in my campaign process. We learn, we add a new layer to ourselves. The decisions which we might have taken or our thought process few years back would have been different. We might be laughing on them.
Yeah.
We might be depressed if we think about it.
Right.
So the more knowledge we gain, the more layers we add to
Okay.
our personality. Sometimes we got to unlearn some things and we shed off some layers. So it's all about layers, gathering layers, shredding layers, and every layer makes us stronger. Sometimes it makes us weaker. We got to find out what we are doing. Are we really transforming to a better person? We have 4 core values in Toastmasters program. The international president, the international director, or a member of Toastmasters. We have 4 core values to follow. The whole mission is built on it, and that's integrity, respect, service, and excellence.
Beautiful.
So if we add this in any project in life or in our relationships,
Right.
in the neighborhood, we are talking about making good citizens, good human beings, better society.
Yes, sir.
So there is no pass or fail in Toastmasters. It's a self-driven thing. You or all of us, we evaluate ourselves. So I keep these 4 core values always.
Love it.
Integrity, respect, service, and excellence.
I will need to memorize that. But they're all as equally important.
Sure.
Definitely. Well, Mr. Ali, it has been not only a pleasure, but a great pride having you right here on Bahrain Now. This has been an amazing talk, and we can
Thanks.
only see great things coming up your way right here
Thanks
in
a lot.
Bahrain.
Thanks a lot. It's definitely a big responsibility. Being the first Bahraini since 1964,
Amazing.
I'm accountable, I would say,
Mm.
to keep
Your name is in history now, buddy.
Oh,
That's
yes,
it.
yes.
It's registered.
Yeah, it is. And that builds the pressure which we are
Right.
talking about to represent our country, and thanks to our leadership to give us that platform called Toastmasters.
Right.
And I call it a linguistic sport, which we need to keep playing.
I need to practice that more often.
Sure, sure.
Well, Mr. Ali, thank you so much for being with
My
us right
pleasure.
here on Bahrain Now.
Thanks a lot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was definitely a very much of an eye-opener of a talk. As Mr. Ali himself said, layers. Life is all about layers and transition. All that took place right here in this interview on Bahrain Now with Mr. Ali Shahbaz. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for another great episode of Bahrain Now. As usual, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below, and stay tuned for more exciting segments on Bahrain Now. This was Bara Abdallah. Till next time, Bahrain. Good night and God bless.